Welcome back. So it's a beautiful clear morning on a Saturday in Nagasaki, and I thought I would take you on a little tour of some of the sites here that are less known to people, but I know about them because I used to live in this city over 40 years ago. So ahead of me you'll see what we call Chukugai. It's the Chinatown here in Nagasaki City, just off of the main street over here that houses the shopping district, the red light district, and of course the famous denchadoris, which are the streetcars. And we may get a glimpse of one here as we're moving a little bit through this area. They're just off to the right of us over here on that street. We may get a glimpse of one. But this is Chinatown here. These restaurants have been around for over 40 years that I know of, because they were here when I was here 40 years ago. Little knick-knack shops with all the Chinese goods on both sides. Ohayou gozaimasu. Another restaurant there. More restaurants. Little food stands where you can buy stuff straight off the street here. Ohayou gozaimasu. この店は何年ですか？80年。80年。みんなは中国から来たでしょ？
あ、そうです。大体そうですね。
日本人ですか？日
本人です。
中国の人じゃないです。
中国、祖父がハーフです。
All right, continuing on down the street here. Obviously, some of the places have closed down since I lived here before. That's quite common in Japan, like other places in the world. Haven't been re-inhabited. Ohayou gozaimasu.
おはようございます。
毎日このやり方やってるね。
やってる。
準備はね。
準備。
毎日システムがあるね。
これで。
よかったね。この店は何年ぐらいいます？100年。同じ家族で
3代目。
3代目。お父さんとお母さんの。I have no photos there. They don't want any photos there. And here we have a fake Chinese statue. You know, it's commercial sometimes. It's commercial. So this is Chinatown. They have it in Yokohama too. Chinatown is a place that keeps up in cities that have trade with foreign countries. China, the Netherlands, Holland, you know, other places around the world that had trade with them. And those things had influence on them. Now this is the old Chinatown gate, which is very old. And right there is where they had the okunchi dragon dances and all that stuff going on over there during the festival last 3 days. But we're going to go this way. By the way, the pavilion, if this bus will move out of the way, that pavilion right there has been around for over 40 years. And the old guys, oh, the bus is noisy. The old guys from the neighborhood like to gather here and play shogi or go. Ohayou gozaimasu. Shogi yaru no kyou? Yaru? Shogi yarimasu ka kyou?
まだ来てないもんね。
まだ来てない。So, huh?
10時ぐらいになったら来て。
4時ぐらい？
10時。
10時ぐらい。じゃあ帰るときはね、ちょっと散歩するだけだね。 Anyways, we'll turn left here and kind of head back over this way. There's a few old places I'd like to take a gander at and ask a few questions. Another little known fact about me is when I'm out and about, I like to see if I can find or locate old Japanese artifacts. For example, sorobans, which are an abacus, are quite a nice thing to find. I collect them and occasionally resell them if the price is right. Also fans, masks, Japanese masks, you know, little things like that that I can hand carry, especially if I can get a good deal on it. But you see, this place here is really old. That's a really old place. Look at the top here. Look at that. The hustle and bustle of the city of Nagasaki in the morning. Look at them. Doing their thing here. Getting ready to distribute their alcohol. Big time. Here's another old place. Look at this. Quite amazing, isn't it? Look at that. I mean, they've got these amazing lights out here that I found. That I saw these on the boat over on one of the islands yesterday. They're amazing old bulbs. Ah, so. So, 5台。下は5台、上が1台。これは明治から。
そうなん
明治の終わりの方。
詳しいです。
僕は集まりますので。
そろばんをですか？
うん、売りますか？僕は買いたい。僕は買いたいから。この中はビデオしたい。
ね、ぜひぜひ。
いついいですか？今日は帰るだからね。
ああ、なるほど。
10時までだけ。あと1時間ぐらい。
ああ、そうなん。10時から開けれるんですよ。
でも開けたらね、人数が入ってくるだから、人数がないだったら、もっとすぐできますよ。
そんなに9時半からだったら大丈夫。カフェのドリンクとかは作れないけど、お部屋を見学するだけだったら、
OK。
9時半から。
9時半。
うん、9時半。
OK。
9時半からね。
お願いします。お名前は？
好み。
好み？ OK。9時半帰ってきます。Wow. We get to come back at 9:30 and do a video of that old facility. That'll be nice. I just want to give you a glimpse of what some of the back streets of this area. There's no cars allowed up in here past this point. Well, for the most part. They don't drive past this point here. See, they'll park here, but they're not going up there. The streets are too narrow. But yeah, this is what you get. This is what you get. Old amazing place up there. See that? Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Amazing. Amazing. I think it's turned into a restaurant now. おはようございます。この近所で住んでますか？これは誰か住んでますか？
いや、ここ
レストラント？
レストラン。
ずっとレストラントだった？
うん。
何年ぐらい？
その前は中華料理の料亭、
うん。
で、
猫。長崎猫来た。 Wow.
もうそれでこのレストランみたいになったんが何年ぐらいかな。
Wow.
2、3年。
古いでしょ？
ん？
古いでしょ？
家自体は、これ自体は、建物自体は古い。
うん。
もう私が小さい時からある。
何年ということは尋ねません。OK、じゃあね。気をつけて。おはようございます。Oh, I have found a treasure trove. Well, that was rough. Okay, I'll go up here and we'll show you a couple of the. So it's right here, actually. This is one of them. This is an old Chinese shrine. They've drastically cleaned this up over the years. That's a great thing to see. They're actually using it again in some manner. This used to not be clean or anything, tidy or anything. It was just a mess. Fantastic. They've restored a bit of it. Yeah. Still a bit of a rough shot, but you can see some of the work and the architecture in here. It's nice. It's nice. Got this wall around it. Kind of a bit of a protected area. So that sliding door there was the entrance to a tofu yasan, which a guy that made tofu. And I used to talk to him every day because I'd come down those stairs off that mountain when I lived here 40 years ago. I don't think anybody's living there now. Let's see. Yeah, can't see anybody in there. But yeah, I had to go up the stairs, go right, and up around. It's quite the climb up there to our house we lived in. I can get a good shot of that from here. You can see the little tiny shrine there. Another old place across the way there. There's history in that. Amazing. Delivery trucks are out now. There goes Kudo Neko. That's the Black Cat service, delivery service. Ohayou gozaimasu. There's an old place over there too. Really old place. And there, up there, there's another old temple. I'm gonna get there real quick, then we gotta get back down. Ohayou gozaimasu. Right here. It looks like they've cleaned this one up too a bit. This is good. Not too much, but a little bit. Used to be really overgrown. All those smells delicious. This is something smells like mint. Oh, look at the flowers on that bush. That's great. Yeah, I'm a bit of a ferret and a squirrel moment. I know. Yeah, and I'm watching for snakes too, so they like these kind of places. So looks like the bugs have been at those plants. Old burn pit of some sort. Yeah. Again, these are Chinese temples, not Japanese. And the people in this area have Chinese descent. Maybe I'll just risk it a little bit. Yeah. Very nice. Love the old when it's preserved amongst the new. It's absolutely amazing to me. So we've been granted the permission to go into this restaurant here to video real quickly. So let's do this. 失礼します。靴は？
靴はそのままで大丈夫。
そのままで大丈夫です。
ここは大丈夫。
おはようございます。Oh, hello. How are you?
Hi.
Where are you from?
From New York.
New York. Well, nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Leona.
Leona. I'm Brent. Okay.
どうぞ。
この建物は何年ですか？
築170年。
170年。Wow.
2階もあって1階奥も中庭とまたここカフェとレンタルスペースがあるんですよ。貸しスペース？貸しスペース。ちょっと電気だけつけます。
これはパーティーのためとか。
ああ。
何でも？
もう使う人によって違う。
何のために使ってますか？
ポップアップする人もいたり、
うん。Okay.
会議したり、
うん。
Wow.
料理をね。
ここも
ごめん。年寄りだから。
ここもレンタルスペースです。
Another space that they rent out for people to use for various reasons. ね。
どうぞ全然中に入ってもらって。
Wow, look at the ceilings. ね。
中庭、お庭。
昔にこれは誰かの家だった？
そうです。
Okay.
油屋さんとか。
油屋さん。上に見ていい？
はい、どっちでも、どっちからでも、
こっちが
同じところにつながる。
Okay. 靴はね、ここ。
靴はここはね。
So this place used to be a person who sold oils. 油屋。
気をつけて頭を。
はい、ありがとう。
ここでコーヒー飲んだりとか。
This little cafe for people to sit and drink coffee and turn it into, 涼しいね、ここ。Wow, they've got a nice atmosphere. 私は小さい時にね、こういう風のテレビがあった。
今ちょっとつかないけど。
ね、飾りだけね。
そう、こんな感じ。
Look at this. 富士山ね。僕のパトからよく見えます。
こんな感じで。
Yeah. すごい。And that's the bathroom over there. トイレ。ね。そろばんはどこにある？
あ、そろばん1階に置いてきました。2階にあったけど、さっきお見せしたから、
ね。
1階に置いてきましたね。こんな感じです。
ね。
うん。
まあいい雰囲気あるね。
ね。
ここから何でも見えるね。ありがとうございます。
いいね。
So this is kind of what an old 170-year-old home would have kind of looked like. They've obviously made some modifications to it for their business purposes, but you get the impression, you get the point of how it would have looked with the floors and everything. They wouldn't have had all this stuff in here. That would have been an open area for them. The Japanese don't do as we Americans with clutter. やらない。手ぬぐいね。
手ぬぐい。
去年の。
去年の。
お口はここまで来た？
あ、来ますね。
よかったね。
うん。見に行かれました？
あ、見た。私は11回見たことあります。
私よりすごい。
So I've just learned something from the gentleman that's running this store over here. This white building is 800 years old. It doesn't look it, but it is. And we're going to slip in there and take a look. Oh, it's dark in here. Oh, light's coming good. Look at this. They preserved the history of the area in here. Old keys. Let's go up and see what we can see. We're standing in an 800-year-old building. That's the beauty of this place. Oh, they've got a Jahodori up here. One of the baby ones. Look at that. We can come right up on it and touch it if we wanted to, but we won't because that would be rude. Look at that. Right up on his eye. Boom. $800-year-old pottery from way back. Broken shards from the past. See you later. That's called a ryu in Japanese. We'll head up the street here a little bit. There's another old place here on the right. Oh, that one looks like it's maybe an Akia, an abandoned property. A little bit there. Maybe not. Can't tell from here. Haizamas. There's the one we saw earlier. Okay, we're gonna cross over here and go back up into this neighborhood area because there's another old shrine buildings up in here that I know about. This is the off the beaten path Nagasaki Chinese tour that nobody really knows about unless you live in this area, which I did. There's another one down there too we'll hit. First we'll see this one though. Again, this area was heavily influenced by the Chinese immigration into Japan a number of years ago, years ago, a long time ago. We'll be respectful. That's a school over there, so we'll be respectful of that. If you're coming up in here, watching for snakes, obviously. Stones move. Again, Chinese influence, not Japanese, okay? But here we go. Let's see what we can see. Here we go. Yep. More of the similar type of thing as we saw in the other one over there, but nonetheless, I think they're still interesting to see, the variances. But the roofs in these are all made out of wood slats going up and down, and then filled in between them. And then, of course, the walls are all made out of brick, red brick. So, and then, of course, on the outside, there's some concrete too, but it's been reinforced over the years. Yeah. Okay. We'll head on out here and go down. Oh, that's cool too, see that? All grown up though, around it. Yep. Ooh, there's a wasp. Yep, wasp. Get away from me. Wasp was following me there. No thank you. So I showed you earlier that cat. Nagasaki cats are famous. They got short tails and they're vicious. They fight. They're feral cats around here. Oh, look at there. Look at there. Look at that. So this one here is not faring so well. You can see the bricks here are kind of deteriorating and falling out some places, but it's still a very impressive building. Lots of detail still left in it. Konnichiwa. ここで働いてますか? So after walking around and seeing the old neighborhood where I used to live 40 years ago, and reviewing this footage as I created this video for us all, I've come to realize that what makes this neighborhood and this area so special to me is not just the old buildings. Yes, that's important. It's also the people who live there. They have a unique way of allowing me to be kind of there and be part of things. I'll never be one of them. I recognize this, and that's okay for me. But they treat me like a human being. And I appreciate that, them allowing me to make a connection with them and share a moment with them and appreciate the history, their history, along with them. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you've learned something or seen something that will inspire you to do something and step outside of your comfort zone and explore. Until next time, Johnny.